So if you're using the free version of ChatGPT and you ask yourself, is it worth really spending that extra 20 bucks a month? What do I get, right? So in this 5-part video series, I'm going to go over the top 10 reasons why you may want to consider actually paying for ChatGPT to get some better use out of it. First, my name's Casey. I work in AI and I'm here to give actual advice that everyone can use. So make sure to give me a follow. So, part one, what do I actually get out of ChatGPT? What's the number one benefit of ChatGPT Plus? Well, I would say you always get access to it, right? So the free version doesn't guarantee you access, especially at peak times. So whenever you want to use it with ChatGPT Plus, you're guaranteed to always have access into it. The next biggest thing really is you get the memory feature. Yes, if you create an account and you sign in with it, you get a little bit of memory, but you don't get enhanced and long-term memory. Let me kind of give you an example here. So with ChatGPT free with a signed in account, it remembers some memory. So it'll remember some conversations you had a while ago, but it's not going to remember very far back, right? So whenever you actually pay for Plus, it gets historical memory. So I can go over here to ChatGPT and I can say, what did we discuss in Jan 2025, right? And it's going to be able to go back and look at everything we discussed and kind of give me a overall example of what we discussed. Think of like an executive summary. It's here giving us a lot of information on what we talked about, and I can dive in deeper. So the next biggest thing is you get access to all the advanced models. Now, I say all, you don't get access to O3 Pro, which is on the $200 a month plan, but you get pretty dang close. So we're not going to go into too much detail on these. That's for another video. But as an example here, whenever you pay for Plus, up here in the top, you get this model selector. You get 4.0, O3, O4 Mini, O4 Mini High, and you can hover over here and click on more models, GPT 4.5, 4.1, and 4.1 Mini. And you can also switch these in the mobile app too, web app, the Windows app, Mac app, whatever. You get access to them everywhere, right? I'll kind of give a quick explanation on each model, but I'm not going to go too far into detail. 4.0, it is essentially your everyday helper. You get unlimited access to this with ChatGPT Plus. It's a great omni model, which means it can decipher documents, images, it can create images, create videos, stuff like that. Super powerful. It's a great everyday use model. It's what I use, I would say about 50 to 60% of the time. The next one is O3. So O3 is their advanced reasoning model. It is super, super, super intelligent. It does a ton of thinking before it gives you an answer. Now, you only get so many uses of O3, so you got to really be careful on how much you use it because you'll run out pretty quick if you're a relatively medium to heavy user. The next one is O4 Mini. Think of O4 Mini like a more capable 4.0 model. So it's going to take a little bit more time to think and a little bit more time before it gives you a solid answer. O4 Mini High takes the O4 Mini model and adds another layer of thinking. So the way I use O4 Mini and O4 Mini High is if I have a relatively complex question that I really want to make sure is accurate, but I don't want to spend 4 or 5 minutes of O3 reasoning with itself to give me an answer because it's not that big a deal, O4 Mini is a perfect use case for it. GPT-4.5 is their flagship human thinking, human answering, human persona model. It's really designed to give you a human touch whenever you ask it a question. So one of its best use cases is creative writing or creative understanding or using it as like a personal therapist. So it's really going to give you that human touch to it. GPT 4.1 will likely be the replacement for 4.0. It's trained on a ton of information. It has a huge context window. So what that means is if I have a huge Excel document, say 10,000 rows, right? 4.1 is optimized to be able to look at that data, sort through it, parse it, and be able to give you some very educated answers based on that large amount of data set. And 4.1 Mini is essentially the same thing as 4.1, but it doesn't have as much knowledge, but it's a lot faster at answering.